This tutorial is aimed at guiding you through the process of your online subject selection. To begin, you'll need to have in front of you the Web Preferences Accessed Guide sheet you were given with your subject booklet. This sheet is personalised to you, so if you misplace your sheet, you'll need to go and see the AP Teaching and Learning to be issued with a new copy. You cannot use anyone else's login. With this sheet in front of you, we'll begin. Firstly, make sure that you're using a computer with an internet connection and have a printer connected to that computer. The purpose of this is to make sure that you're able to print the receipt that you'll need to have signed and brought back to school, and that receipt gets done at the end of the process. Next, you'll need to log in to the web address found in step 2 of the login. So when you do that, this will appear. So what you need to do is to make sure that you type all the details in correctly. So just bear with me while I type mine in. Now it's really important that you put all of the dashes in and all of the numbers are correct. So once that's in, then you need to put in your individualized password. So once you've done that, this is the home page should then appear for you. Now before we get started, one of the things you might be interested in looking at is the View Subject Details. So when you click on that, that's actually going to bring up all of the subjects that are on offer for Year 11, students going into Year 11 to choose from. So that's going to be quite important to you. Now when you're ready to start making your selections for your preferences, what you can do is to go back up here, and this will actually return you, or you can go into the Add New Preferences. So if you just click on that green button, and what should come up is a page that looks like this. Now, we're actually in step 4 at this stage on your sheet of instructions. So you've got about 30 minutes or so to actually do this process of selecting your subjects. Now you know that to be a student at St Patrick's College in the senior school, you need to make a selection for Studies of Religion. So all you do is you go into Preference 1, Studies of Religion, you click here, and that actually gives you the option. So you can either do 1 unit of Studies of Religion or 2 units. So I'm going to select to do 2 units, and you can see that it appears in the box. The other subject that is compulsory for NESA is that every student in New South Wales studies English. So again, what you do is you click into this box. So I'm going to do Standard English. After this, you're then going to follow down all of the preferences, and you're going to select something in each of them. Now, one of the things that I want to show you is what happens if you don't get the prerequisites right. So I've selected to do Standard English here. Now, if I then click on the next box and I think, okay, I would like to do English Extension 1, and I click in there, what's going to happen when we get right down to the bottom is I'm going to actually receive a warning. And that warning is going to tell me in a banner up the top that I've made a mistake. Because in order to do English Extension 1, you have to do English Advanced. The same thing will apply if you are looking at doing Extension Maths. You need to make sure that you've selected the right mathematics course in order to be eligible to go into that. So just be mindful of those rules that apply when you're looking at doing Extension English and Maths. So what I'm going to do now is just proceed down and to click into the other subjects. Now I'm just going to scroll down and I'm going to do Geography, I'm going to do Ancient History, and so we keep going. So I'll look at doing some dance, Design and Technology. I'm going to do drama. I'm going to do, what else is here? I'm going to do Japanese. And okay, so I've put in my 10 preferences, and then I'm being asked this question about, am I intending on getting an ATAR or not? So I'm going to put in that I'm going to do an ATAR. So what I do at the end of that part of the process is I press proceed. Now this should come up with a warning at the top because I made that error at the beginning. So you can see here that this is the screen that you'll get to say that there's been a little bit of a problem. So what I've done is that it's telling me that I can't select extension 1 because I haven't got the right level of English selected. So all I'm going to do there is down here, return to the selection page. So I'm going to do that. All I have to do is to come up to English, and I've made an error here because I actually wanted to do Advanced English. So once I do that, and I pop back down the bottom and press proceed, you'll notice this time when the screen comes back up, everything's okay because I've corrected that problem that I had. So once I get to this screen, what I can do, and it's really important that you actually spend a bit of time just checking to make sure that these are all of the subjects that you're actually interested in choosing. All right? So once you're happy with that, you can press Submit Valid Preferences. If it turns out that you want to go back at any stage and make any changes there, well, you can. All right? So I'm going to press Submit Valid Preferences. Now, this is the screen that then comes up, and this is the preference receipt. So this is the part that you actually want to have printed off to bring into school. So you can see down here, it says test student. That's purely because that's my name for the purposes of this demonstration. But you can then see here the subjects are listed for me, and then you can see that it's actually asking you to return that. And there's the due date that it needs to be back. And you can see that we're actually getting your parents to sign it as well. So once you're happy, all you do is you press up here in the top right hand corner, Open Print View. And when that comes up, you can see that, yep, it's all looking great. So then you press Print Receipt. And once you do that, then that will go off to your printer. You'll get the printed out copy, you get that signed, and you bring it back to school. Now, one other important thing to remember is that if between you printing this out, you then change your mind again, you can always go back in and redo it. What we want for you at school is the latest version. So the very last one that you printed out, that's the one that you need to bring back to school. So I hope that all makes sense. If you've got any questions at all, please make sure that you do come and ask. There's people around that are only too happy to help you with this. The very last thing that you need to do, though, is after you've pressed Print Receipt and we print it, you need to come back up, and I'm just going to close that actually. You just need to come back and you need to press Log Out. So it's really important that that button's pressed at the end of the process. Anyway, good luck everyone, and as I said, if you need any help, just make sure you ask. Thank you.